Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the thejonnymar and I am continuing with my Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI Advance. And we are entering a cave here which eventually will take us to the town of South Figaro, which is our next destination. Now you're going to find that most of the enemies in this cave are not that difficult, and that's simply because we have now Edgar in our party. Edgar is a beast, and his tools, especially the auto crossbow, can take out many enemies that we're going to be facing in just one shot. So I'm going to use this recovery spring here that fully healed my party, and we're going to continue through the cave. Now there are some treasure chests in this cave, but they are in a series of chests that actually improve if you don't pick them up until later in the game. So the 3 chests in here, I'm actually not going to be getting until much later. Now, there are other chests that are like that. Some of the chests back in the cave by Narshi were the same, but I don't consider the items that you get later to be that beneficial. So I actually just picked those up when I was Terra. The items in here, on the other hand, the change is, useful, and so I'm going to be picking them up later. I really wish Locke could steal more efficiently. There is an item coming up a little bit later that lets him steal at a slightly higher percentage, but it gets really annoying. Now I did just use Edgar's noise blaster. It's one of, again, his awesome tools. It does a multi-party confusion on everybody that you're facing. So we are almost out of this cave. It's not the longest. And we're out. So we're going to head on down here to the south, to South Figaro. But apparently we're going to fight someone first. Now, South Figaro is the first real town that we're going to be able to explore. Obviously we were in Narshi before, but we really didn't have much freedom to kind of look around the town. And Figaro Castle, not the biggest. So South Figaro is our first kind of town that we're going to be able to go into. And one of the cool things about South Figaro is it's got a lot of different items that are hidden around. Who's that? Anyway, there's a lot of these different items hidden around the town. Now, like those chests I just talked about, these items do improve slightly if you wait until later in the game to pick them up. But what they turn into, to me, is not as useful, so I tend to pick them up right now. We also have a new shop in here called the Relic Shop. Now, as these characters are telling us, relics are items that you can equip that give you special abilities. And so, as Mog is going to tell us, depending on what the relic is, it gives you some unique ability. So sprint shoes increase your speed. The gauntlet lets you hold a weapon with both hands to increase damage. And with the Knight's Code, you can shield other party members, kind of like the cover command from past Final Fantasies. So I would recommend getting one of each, except the Knight's Code. I'm going to get the sprint shoes, the spectacles, the star pendant, and the jeweled ring. Each of those offset a particular status ailment. So when you equip them, it prevents you from having that status ailment inflicted upon you. Now we're going to head in here to the pub because, well, 1, there's awesome music in here, and 2, we get to meet a new character. And that new character is a ninja. And this ninja's name is Shadow. Now, Shadow is a very mysterious character. You're going to encounter him at various points throughout the game. Him and his little dog, Interceptor. Now, right now, he wants to be left alone, so there's not really much we can do about it. And Edgar's line there, he'd kill anyone for the right price. The original line was, he'd slit his mama's throat for a nickel. And apparently this pub lets kids in? No, I don't think you're supposed to be in here. Yes, get out of here. So, I'm going to continue through this town, get a couple more items from a few of these barrels and boxes, and I'm also going to show you some secret items that you technically aren't supposed to get until later in the game, but because I know where they are, I'm going to get them now. So, if you head on back here, you can come down here and check this clock and find an elixir. And if we head into the house, there's a couple secret rooms in here that'll give us some really good items. Seems war is brewing. We heard earlier that the Empire had been taking over towns, and it seems South Figaro might be next. Well, this kid likes Magitech armor, apparently. What about his sister? Generally? Okay. You guys have parents around here anywhere? Well, that was a suspicious thing to put in a letter. Are you up to no good? A draft, huh? Well, maybe it's coming from behind here. Yes, a secret room. And within that secret room, a secret room. There's a couple cool relics down here. The Hyper Wrist, which increases strength when equipped, and the Hermes sandals, or running shoes as they used to be known. So now that I've got a nice assortment of relics, I'm going to equip them. The haste effect from the Hermes sandals that will go good on Edgar. I'll put the sprint shoes on Locke, and I'm not sure. I know there's some other relics coming up that I'll be getting, so I'm going to be obviously mixing and matching these as we go forward. And now that we have the sprint shoes equipped, I can turn auto dash off because we'll be at 2 speed. And actually, if you hold down the dash button, as you can see, it actually ups you now to 4 speed. So we have a couple chests in here. The first one's got 500 gil. Second one's got 1,000 gil. Third one's got 1,500 gil. Well, I wonder what this last one will have. Oh, Square, faking us out. So that's about it for this place. Those couple extra items, you would normally get them a little bit later in the game when you find yourself in this area, but obviously if you're aware of it, you can come and get them now, and they are helpful. So I'm going to head back out, finish grabbing a couple items in town, and then we're going to head over to the weapon and armor shop to outfit my party. Nice, very calm music in this town. And nice and open, so not as easy to get stuck behind NPCs who are randomly walking around. One more item in here. And now we'll head down to the item and weapon shop. Or armor and weapon shop. So, we'll get a couple shields, a couple hats, and a robe for Terra, and a Kempo G for Locke. And in terms of weapons, we'll get a couple great swords, and the mithril sword we can give to Locke, and since we didn't get it before, I'll pick up a bioblaster. Now we have all of Edgar's tools. So just optimize everybody, and we are all set to go. So the last thing to do in town before we head out is go over to Duncan's house. Duncan is a martial artist, and if you talk to people around town, you learn about this. He had been training 2 particular people, including Edgar's brother, Sabin. So if we talk to his wife here, she mentions that he took a couple students into Mount Kolts. And basically, since the game at this point is very linear, that's really the only place we can go next. So it kind of forces us in that direction. So, I'll show you quick the Chocobo Stable. In this game, you can actually rent chocobos to ride. I don't need one. It's not very far to Mount Kolts, but if you are interested, feel free. And up here, directly north of the town, is a cabin. And so we're going to spend a little time there and see if we can discover anything. I can't remember the last time I stole something successfully. So you walk in here and it triggers Edgar to remark about the smell, which is coming from these flowers that he always liked. You can sleep for free in these beds. So again, full restore, MPHB and status. You get some prompts when you look at different things. There's a potion. And so all of this stuff seems familiar. I wonder who could possibly live here. Who's this? Master Duncan has been killed. That's not good. So this is pointing us towards Mount Kolts as well. Well, I guess that means we're going to head over to Mount Kolts. This is the first kind of extended dungeon in the game. So we're going to head on in here. First enemies that can actually withstand more than one shot from Edgar's auto crossbow. And as you're going to see in a little bit, some suspicious characters about. Now I don't have a ton of time left on this recording, so we're just going to finish up with this fight and then head into the next room, and that'll be it. And in my next recording, what I'm going to do is continue exploring Mount Kolts. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.